He looked like just another broke traveler with a busted engine and nowhere to go. But what came to her garage weeks later would stop her in her tracks, and change her entire life. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, share with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe our channel Kindness Talks for more real-life inspired emotional stories. The morning sun beat down on the tin roof of Emma's auto garage, the only functioning garage in a 30-mile radius of the small town of Belridge, nestled somewhere between forgotten roads and unfulfilled dreams. Emma Carter, a 34-year-old single mom with a messy bun, oil-stained hands, and fierce independence, wiped sweat from her brow as she bent over a pickup's worn-out radiator. Her garage was more than just a business. It was her heartbeat, her survival. Emma's days started before sunrise and ended when her hands stopped working. Business was slow, money was tight, and her 8-year-old son, Luke, needed new school supplies she couldn't afford. But Emma never complained. Her father had raised her to believe in kindness and grit, even when kindness paid nothing and grit got you nowhere fast. That morning, the clatter of an approaching truck snapped her attention. A beaten-up red Ford F-250 sputtered into the lot, coughing black smoke, barely holding together. The driver, a tall, bearded man in dusty jeans and a tired ball cap, stepped out. His eyes scanned the shop, hesitant but hopeful. "Hey, ma'am." Truck gave up 5 miles back. "I know I don't have much, but if you could just take a look, I'd be real grateful." Emma glanced at the truck. Transmission, she guessed, already untying her coveralls. "Sounds about right," he replied. "I was trying to make it out west. Got a job waiting, but..." She nodded. No promises, no pity. Just motioned him to park it inside. His name was Mason Ridge. He said he'd been sleeping in the back seat, living on gas station coffee and granola bars. The job he spoke of, some mechanical contractor work, was his shot at getting his life back together after a bad divorce and a rough patch that left him near broke. But life didn't wait for anyone to catch up. Emma worked in silence. Hours passed as she diagnosed the failing gearbox and scavenged old parts from the backroom. Mason tried to help, but Emma wouldn't let him touch a tool. "You'll just slow me down," she teased, though her smile was tired. Finally, around dusk, the engine rumbled back to life. Mason stared at her in disbelief. "That would have cost me hundreds at a regular place." Emma shrugged. "You didn't look like you had hundreds. Just get where you're going. That's payment enough." His voice cracked. "Can I pay later?" She wiped her hands. "Just pay it forward." And that was it. Mason drove off, the truck humming like new. Emma returned to her evening routine, with Luke reading on the garage floor, the radio playing old country tunes, and the world unchanged. Except it wasn't. Because 2 weeks later, a massive flatbed trailer pulled into her lot. It was a Wednesday morning when Emma heard the roar of a heavy diesel engine outside the shop. She stepped out, adjusting her grease-streaked overalls, and squinted at the polished chrome of the massive truck that now blocked half her driveway. The flatbed trailer lowered its ramp, and a pristine 2021 Snap-on Tools mobile unit, worth more than her entire shop, rolled off it. "What in the world?" Emma murmured. A suited man approached her with a smile. "Emma Carter?" She nodded cautiously. "I was instructed to deliver this to you, full ownership. Along with this letter." Emma opened the envelope with trembling fingers. Inside was a handwritten note on lined paper. "Emma. The job I told you about? It turned out to be more than I expected. The truck you fixed got me there in time to meet someone who needed a field mechanic lead for a massive construction project. Within weeks, I was managing fleets, earning more than I ever dreamed. You didn't know me. You didn't ask for a dime. You fixed my truck and asked me to pay it forward. So here's me doing that, starting with you. This mobile unit is fully stocked, registered in your name, and paid for in full. With it, you can expand your business beyond Belridge. You've got the skills. Now you've got the gear. Thank you, Emma. You changed my life. Mason Ridge. Emma stood frozen, staring at the sleek, shining truck now sitting in her yard. Luke ran up beside her, eyes wide. Mom, is that ours? Her voice cracked. Yeah. I think it is. The news spread across Belridge faster than a prairie fire. Local reporters showed up. Customers poured in. The once-forgotten garage was now buzzing with work and hope. Emma used the mobile unit to service vehicles in remote areas, growing her reputation as not just a mechanic, but a miracle worker. One afternoon, she got a call from a distant number. It was Mason. I didn't expect a thank you, he said softly. But I wanted you to know I kept my promise. I've been helping folks out here too. You started a chain I don't think will ever stop. Emma smiled through tears. Guess that's how the world gets better, one broken thing at a time. She didn't become a millionaire. She didn't leave Belridge. But she expanded, hired help, and became something much rarer than rich, respected, remembered, and truly happy. Sometimes the smallest kindness can set off a ripple that echoes across lives. She gave without expecting, and got back more than she imagined. In a world that often forgets good people, Emma proved one thing. A giving heart is never empty, it just finds new places to overflow.